first off, Cocomelon. I saw a video this week about Cocomelon. Oh, that's not gonna help. Cocomelon, something about ruining our kids. Obviously.
That one, the Sunny V2 one.
Oh fuck! Was it a Sunny V2 video that I watched?
It's quite possible. I've been seeing that pop up in my timeline the whole time.
Okay, I'm gonna mute it for now and get through these ads. See, we're reacting, but we're giving you that ad, man. Under the summary, pretty much, of this situation is that Cocomelon has been spending millions of dollars to formulate plans and strategies of how to keep your kids more engaged. Like in this video as well, there's like clips where kids' moods change instantly once they hear the Cocomelon song, or parents will like play the Cocomelon song in the living room while kids is in a different part of the house, and they'll just come like running. And the one thing that kind of blew my mind is they'll do normal focus group stuff where they'll take a kid, they'll put him in front of a TV, but then there's two TVs next to each other. One's playing Cocomelon and one's playing something like boring, like news or sports or something like that. And then they'll make a note every time the kid looks away from the screen showing Cocomelon to when they're showing, when the kid looks away from watching Cocomelon to the boring screen, and they'll make a note so they can go and be like, oh, this part needs more happening, or there needs to be a cut or something like that. And it just kind of, it's crazy.
The fact that it's got into
it's like taking the whole Mr. Beast thing to like the whole next level.
Yeah, the fact that they've got like even focus groups going of like literal kids. I mean, who's actually, I guess if you're a parent and you're not really up to date with what's going on behind the scenes, you're like, oh, my kid is helping Cocomelon channel, they love Cocomelon, you're like, cool. But at the end of the day, like, why, if you think about the absurdism of it, like, why are you letting your kids go and be a focus group for something that will just like suck more of their attention away? I mean, it's quite interesting to see, because I'm thinking of like when we used to watch cartoons as kids. Like, I can't remember what we could have freaked out for. Maybe like Teletubbies that came on or something like that. People would be like, oh, Teletubbies. But this is like taking that and like using it to this is like taking that and using it in such a malicious way that it could do so much more harm than it does actually good. Because I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Cocomelon teaches kids much more than nursery rhymes. I mean, sure, they're good and stuff, but
then also in this video, what's interesting is he makes a point where some of the nursery rhymes, like there's one like, oh, I don't want to go to sleep, and something, or like, no, mommy, and then a lot of kids have been kind of telling their parents no, or like not being like, not following rules because of stuff they've seen there. So it's just weird grey area. So it'd be very interesting to see where that whole story goes. Because one point that I kind of was like, it was kind of like a meh point for the video is where Sunny V2's like, oh yeah, they use the brightest colors, but I'm like, no, they're just kind of using like the basic color palette. You know, when you like open up even like paint, like they just use the yellow option there. They don't scroll around, make it more pastel. Like, so I'm like, that point I was kind of like, oh, that's kind of more a throwaway one. The rest of the stuff, I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah, no, like all kids content has bright colors and things like that. But like we're saying, the rest of the things where we're doing literal focus groups on kids. It's like, how do we mess with your brains, you know? I don't think it's right. And that it just goes to show like the whole, well, not goes to show, but it's a bigger warning at the end of the day for just in general, like, you know, make sure what your kid's watching on that iPad and stuff, and better yet, if you can, don't give them an iPad until they're old enough or whatever, etc. Not just the iPad thing, but the content that they consume, because it's so easy to brush it off. And it's just, oh, they're watching nursery rhymes or something, but like you say, they could be learning things that teach them like disobedience and stuff. And I mean, it's all good to stand up for yourself and learn those kind of lessons, but not to disobey your parents and stuff.
It was just a weird one. It was just a very weird situation.
Yeah, no, and it's always been like that with, in terms of kids content for me. It's a very like grey area, like especially not like, let's say YouTube kids content, but like literal toddler content and things like that. It's like, yeah, I mean, we had the whole Alsagate and stuff that happened. What, it's almost 10 years ago now, but still.
Yeah, and that's why I'm also like with E.I.E. That's at least like the line we're always trying like walk is like making it more PG-13, where it's like it's not kids content because we don't want to be making kids content, but at the same time we're not making content for like 20-30-year-olds because 20-30-year-olds aren't really spending their time watching animations, you know. Like I feel like with animation you're either targeting kids or you targeting like young adults, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You're 13 to like 16. That's kind of, I feel like. So it's like, and as well, I don't feel like ever we try and camouflage our content as something that it's.
Where it's like we were saying, like super saturated colors or. So yeah, no, I can understand that. Yeah, man.